Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Daniel with Integrity Painting here. I'm live with Russell Peach at Peach Painting in Tampa Bay, Florida. How's it
What's
going,
going on,
man?
man? Hey, man. Good to be here. Good to chat with you.
Yeah, same. I think the last time I seen you was at the PCA a couple months ago.
Yeah, the expo is a good time out there. A lot of great connections, great networking, great value out of the classes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a bunch of painters that I know here to go with us to the next one. I just see like how much value it brings and how much help it is to painters. Um, did you grow after the first PCA that you went to? Did it motivate you and help you grow your company?
Man, 100%. My first year when I went, I was just learning how to professionalize the business, and we were doing like 500 grand a year, 400 or 500 grand a year consistently just with commercial. And that's when I was trying to start my residential side. So the first year I had over 100% growth. A lot of it was due to connections I made, the knowledge that I made with the expo. So yeah, the first year 450 finished out at like 950 at the end of that first year after the first expo.
Nice. Yeah, that's what happened to us last year when we went. I was just like looking around all the people I was meeting. I was asking them questions the whole time I was there, and I had a lot of holes in my company. Like there was so many opportunities I was missing out on. I didn't have people in place that I needed. Like we were only running one project manager, and we should have had two. Um, we didn't have any sales guys, no estimator. So I was doing a lot of jobs at the same time, and I wasn't able to move forward because I was spread out too thin. So yeah, I love the PCA, man. There's a lot of good people there. Every time I go there, I get make new friends.
Yep,
I wish there was more time because I mean, I make five or six friends every time I go there, and there's what 500 people there or something.
sure. Yeah, I always come back fired up. Last time, yeah, I guess the problems that you had, I didn't really have those problems because I was brand new in the residential space. You were already running residential and probably larger commercial jobs, but I was just doing the multifamily, same day in and
Um,
day out jobs for 6 years at that point. So it was the same thing. I was basically starting a brand new business, and then the expo just helped me catapult that from zero to whatever it did. I think I did like what, like 500K in residential sales that first year, which isn't the best, but we were still running half a million on almost half a million on the commercial side too.
yeah,
So it was basically like my startup from zero to that the expo helped me out a lot. And then biggest thing, like you said, connections with the great people. Met a ton of good people that, any problems I had, calling them up, shooting them messages on Messenger. That was the biggest thing out of the PCA group in those expos, is everybody's just ready to give you the shirts off their back. Like any problems you have, here you go. Like here's the resources. Here, I've been through this. Do this, and it was just mind blowing to me at first because I didn't even know any of this was a thing. And then to see
yeah.
so many people so deep into it.
Yeah, you know so much stuff now, and you've been talking to all these people for years. It's easy for even me. Like I'm always like, "Hey, what do you do in this situation?" Because you've gained so much knowledge over the last couple of years that there's a lot of stuff that you know that I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what do you do with this? And how do you do this?" And you're always helping me out all the time. So I know me and you both talk a lot. We have some good connections and
Yeah, and the groups that we're not in. Uh,
stuff. How like what's your advice for someone that's a contractor? Like how did you get out of that mindset? How did you catapult your company from being a subcontractor to a business owner? What happened? Like what would you give advice for people to make that
so
transition?
for me, I'll start with like how I did it, and then like just how everything shifted at that point. So I just got pushed in the deep end. I'm a big fan of just jumping in the deep end. The only way to learn is to fall on your face. So I started the business, and I was subbing for a painting contractor. Didn't even know how to paint. Taught me how to paint. We were running apartments. Kept things running for a little while. Then work just started slowing down, and I had to sell jobs. to survive, because now I'm a sub and running my own business. And I had moved out right when I was 18 years old. I started the business when I was 18. So yeah, I had everything was pending on it. So I had to sell jobs. Otherwise I was just gonna, everything was gonna crumble. So
Mm.
that's how I just went into it. After that, I never subbed from anybody else. We sold apartment communities and kept things running after that. So it was a mindset shift. But I think that's what a lot of people, and subbing could be good. So I don't want to, like, get down the wrong track of like you have to run your own business, because like there's a lot of very successful subcontractors, and it just really depends on which way you want to go. So you can make a ton of money subbing, you can make good
Yeah.
money running your business too. It's just different types of people and different types of problems and what you want to deal with. I've always been on the side of I want to deal with the project management, with the sales, with the marketing issues and all that. That's my type of problems that I want to deal with. I don't want to deal
Mm.
with running different crews and making sure that the work's lined up with contractors and working for shady contractors and all that. So whatever the case is, as long as you find a good contractor, like kind of like companies like us that takes care of our crews, make
Yeah.
great money, multiple crews under us. So
And that's,
yeah,
yeah,
if
that's
it is,
like for me, like I wanted to be a painter, but no one would pay me enough to be a painter. And then when I started doing painting myself, I was looking for someone to subcontract from. Like I would go to the big companies and be like, "Hey, do you got any work you could give me?" Like I would even be willing to do hourly rates or just to help out to make some money. Subcontracting would have been a perfect job for me. I thought, if somebody would just subcontract to me, like I would do that forever because you can make $2,000 in a couple days, and then you do another job and make another 2,000. Like that's $4,000 a week. Like I would have been so happy with that. Like that's so much money.
yeah,
And then I couldn't. No one here. I had somebody offer me subcontracting, but it was like $1,000 for a week's worth of work, and I was like, no, I'm not. Like I need to make more than $1,000 to pay taxes and pay my bills and hire an employees. Like I can't do it for that. So then I just had to keep pushing and keep pushing. I started getting my sales going, and I started to get more jobs and more work, and now I'm bigger than all those companies over here. So now when I see smaller painters, I'm like, hey, do you want to subcontract? Like, I'd love to set you up as a sub and help you grow your business. And when I find painters, I'm like, hey, man, do you want to come work for us? Like, it's super, like, we'll pay you. What are you looking for? Like, we'll take care of you. And I've had a couple painters leave, and they always seem to end up coming back like within a couple weeks or months. And I hate to see them leave, but the sooner I can get them back, the better.
sure,
But sometimes people want to see if the grass is greener, and
sure,
there's horrible bosses out there. Oh my gosh, it's
yeah,
so nice when they find out and they're like, man, you know what? Integrity Painting is a good company. I want to get back on with them, and we'll take them back and we'll offer them, the same amount or more, and try to keep working with them. Like we don't want them, like whatever their problem is, I try to figure it out and be like, why'd you leave? What can we work on? How can we help you? Let's get this moving again, and I want to make sure you're successful. Like, do you have employees?
yeah. We have some employees. We started, so first 6 years were all subs. Then we started running some W-2s. Right now we only have two W-2 crews right now. Kind of three, because we sometimes split it into three. But the rest are all subs. So we're running a hybrid model. I want to keep at least a few W-2 crews, but we're in our expansion mode. We're really gonna push a lot of subs.
Nice. That's what we started with, employees, and then I met a couple subs that I really liked, and they wanted to work with us, so they kind of help us out. Try to get some jobs done. There's a lot of times like we have jobs that pop up, commercial jobs where we can't get to them. Like right now, we're doing Five Below, and we don't have anybody to get on there because our employees are booked up. So we'll call our subs up, and they'll go knock it out for us. And subs, they work a lot better and faster and harder on those type of jobs because they want to get it done and get paid. They
Yep,
want to get their check right away, so they'll work 12-hour days and knock it out. And
100%.
contractors love that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that goes back to like what you were asking earlier. Like, Whenever you grew from a sub to a business owner, it's just, I think the first thing is just a mindset shift. A lot of people just want that instant gratification. They want that check right there at the end of the week that's going 100% in your pocket versus running your own business where you might get that check at the end of the week, but it's not going in your pocket. It's going in the business account. Then it's being paid to insurance, paid to taxes, paid to your subs, whatever materials, equipment, whatever you're paying for. So it's a mindset shift on a big picture goal versus thinking of that instant gratification. And that's always been how I've always looked at things. It's just large picture and how is it going to affect me 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road? Is this going to pave the path to be at that path that I want to be at in that X amount of time? So I think it's
Yeah.
all just, mindset shift and making sure that that's what you want to do, even in the first place.
Yeah, if you want to deal with the homeowners and all that, like if you want to deal with your clients and your employees, and you can grow. Like right now, I'm a subcontractor. Like on a large scale, I still subcontract work from builders. I contract work from different people. So I'm still a sub. I just also I have residential clients, and I have I do my own advertising and marketing, and I'm still building up my residential, but I'm still a full time sub. Um, and I think like a lot of the subcontractors, they're like, well, I don't want to work for Integrity Painting on my own business, but like I'm a sub, they're a sub, we're all subs. I think like if we all just like I'm giving them opportunity to make just as much working with us as they're making working with their clients on residential, because maybe, and then I help them grow their business by saying, hey, let me help you with your estimating, let me help you with your sales, what can I do to help you grow your subcontracting company? Like I want you to be successful and grow your business, because the more painters they hire, the more jobs I can do, because I could just keep giving them more and more work. And I have subs making more for me than they make off of their homeowners, and so they're working for us.
Yep.
And I don't make them wear my shirts. I don't make them say they work for me. Like they're their own company. They just jump in and help us, which we get in a lot of problems in the middle of summer where we need, 2 or 3 jobs knocked out, and we can't get to them. Like Five Below just popped up. We got a big commercial project downtown. It's like it's a big giant metal building. It's like, hey, that's a great job to sub out. They can make 4 or 5 grand in a week, and we'll help them with some of the paint materials, and you know that's good money for them. It takes them a week, they make 5 grand. That's awesome. I wish somebody would have helped sub out to me when I was coming up, because I just had to do it all myself, knocking doors and all that.
Yeah, that's what I think it all sums up to. It's like we're helping the subs build their business while the subs are helping us build our business. We can sell more because we have the long-term relationships with these subs. And then now if we keep, our main reliable subs, if they get one crew, two crews, three crews underneath us, when we're feeding all those crews through them, we're helping them build their business for them too. So it's a both hands, one hand washes the other,
Yeah.
both people benefit out of it too. So that's always my long term strategy. You play with us for a long time. Play with us for a long time. Both of us are going to build our business.
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing, like building a relationship with your client, building a relationship with your employees, building a relationship with your subs. It sucks now because um, my I have to rely on my project managers to build the relationship with the contractors, and build the relationship with the employees and the clients, because we're trying to grow into a next level that I can't be out there in the field as much as I would like to be. So giving up the positions and giving away responsibilities is something that I really struggle with a lot. And thankfully, I got a really good coaching from the Painting Business Pro and Eric Barstow. Their model just really, pushed me to, hey, get some guys hired and give them responsibility and let them be excel. And it's crazy because they can do their job better than, because they're giving 100% to that job where I could only give 20% to, 5 different jobs. And
Yep.
so they're, even if they're giving it 80%, they're still doing better than I was, with everything that I had going on and trying to keep everything to myself and be a micromanager. So
Yeah,
um,
coaching probably changed your mindset a ton, and that's it's same thing for me. Like without the right coaching, we wouldn't have gotten up to how many painters and how much revenue we're doing now. um you're probably like one of the best success stories, or the one that I hear the most often of from Painting Business Pro. You like their program, right?
oh yeah, man, I love it. There's like that. There's probably, I was going through it the other day, and there was like, I don't know, 10 videos for every, and like documents for every single situation that you could think of. It's like you just go in there and you're like, okay, how do I hire an employee? And it gives you like 10 videos with different SOPs on how to hire an employee. And then it goes like how to deal with or like how to handle a customer that's not happy. Like there's a SOP and videos on it. Like it's like how to train your project managers to impress the clients. Like there's just so many videos on every single thing. And then the coaching and the coaching programs, that's how we doubled in like 8 months. We went from doing 2 million to, I was thinking it's like 1.7 to like 3.8 or 4 million in production. So and we started in May. Like we started the 4 week coaching in May, and then after that I just kept going. But like he always says, like you just got to make one or two small changes and it can really accelerate your progress. So it's hard because I can make thousands and thousands and thousands of changes. I go through the videos and I'm like, man, I got to do this and I got to do that. But it's like just making two little tweaks and then focusing on those. How was what kind of coaching did you do?
So to start, I got some free coaching by my man Tanner. Tanner Mullen. He's a titan in our industry. All his podcasts, his contractor series on Spotify. I don't know if you ever heard that, but I blew. So
Oh
how
yeah,
I
I watched those.
yeah. So how I started, I for years and years, I always had this vision of I need to run a big business. I know I'm going to get up there. Didn't know how to put the pen to the paper. I was only doing commercial. Didn't know this whole side of things that we're doing now. I remember calling like business consultants just on Google, and like people are laughing at me. So I'm over here like I'm calling the wrong people. I didn't even know where to go. So I didn't know business coaching and all this was even a thing. So
Me
slowly,
neither.
I was scrolling through Facebook one day, came across the painting contractors group, found PCA, found Tanner's podcast, and just opened up a whole new world. And I'm over here like, man, I've been dying to find all this stuff. So I hit it heavy and blew through all of his podcasts and man, like record time. So learned a lot from him, jumped on some one-on-one business breakthroughs with him. He helped me a lot. I've had like 5, 6 coaches now. I'm working now with Justin Georgopoulos. I think you're working with him as well for door to door. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's always like levels. You find a coach and then you run into more problems and find another coach who specializes in that, and find another coach who specializes in your next problem, and just kind of climbing that ladder. That's kind of what I'm finding now. But
Yeah,
biggest,
the door to door videos was awesome. Me and you were watching that where they were doing where they were going live on Facebook and they were going door to door.
yep,
And when I seen that, I was like, I'm just gonna try it out. Like, I was like, I'm doing good, but let me just hire one guy. And it's like what, $100 a day to hire one guy. And then I got 5 leads and I was like, oh, 5 leads, $100. I'm like, okay, how about we do door to door 5 days a week? And it's like, or yeah, 5 days. So that's, $500 for 25 leads. I'm like, why haven't I been doing this longer? Like, and so we started doing door to door. And then I started having, the solar guys coming over to my door, and I'm like, well, they're doing it and making good money, so it must be something that is a real thing. So yeah, we implemented, we had just have one door to door guy because we're so busy right now that we'd have to hire more guys if we had too many door to door guys. So
Yeah, I have a lot of production capabilities. It's just sales and marketing that we're trying to ramp up still. So we had a few door to door guys come in and go, and one thing that I do know, and I've talked with Paris Painting about this before too, and Olive. They Paris Painting and Olive up there, they have a 100% turn rate on door to door marketers, so they don't last. But it's up to us as business owners, or at least hiring the right managers on our team to manage them correctly. So right now I'm still in negotiations with two guys trying to bring somebody on as a door-to-door manager. Only focus on that. I'll give them a percentage of revenue from door to door, and all they do is onboard and train and nurture the new door-to-door marketers.
Yeah.
Because me personally, what happened was I had a few people come in and go, and I'm so busy either running estimates or doing all everything that I normally do that they're just kind of left on the back burner, and so I didn't set them up for success like I wanted to. So my door-to-door didn't go as smooth as I wanted it to. So that's why I'm kind of holding off on it until I can get that manager, guarantee them a small salary plus revenue share from door to door, and then they can build as big of a team, and it's no ceiling on income, because if they have 10 canvassers out there and we generate 200K a month just off of door to door, they're making that X percentage off of all of that. So there's no ceiling on their earning potential. So I think that's going to be a good way to really start the or keep the door to door sustainable instead of it just being a short lived thing like it was for me.
You know, yeah, and I think I know what you're talking about, like um, trying to hire somebody to manage them. Do you guys have an estimator by chance?
No, so we had one for a short time and didn't set him up for success. It probably wasn't the right fit, but I always look back at what we put into it, and yeah, so it was a short lived thing as well.
So do you have a project manager and you have a sales guy now, right?
Sales guy's onboarding next Monday. Next sales guy now.
Do you have a project manager?
Yeah, we have a project manager.
And how many does he run all the jobs for you? Like, is he running them all right now?
Yes and no. I'm still running a little bit of them. He's running, most of them. Our office manager's running all of our commercial. She's project managing all of our commercial.
Yeah. Okay. So that it sounds like it sounds like you just got to get a sales guy going so that you can be freed up to be able to set up the marketing for the door to door guys and be able to set up an estimator. So it sounds like your next move is just getting that sales guy going and then training the project manager. That's our problem is we're still training all of our guys because we just hired half of them last year. The office manager we hired last year, two project managers and estimator. So like and a sales guy. So we're just like still training, still training, still training. As soon as they're running everything perfectly and smoothly, then we're going to transition to a new spot. But I want to make sure all of them are set up so that I can be freed up to train a new position because it's super hard to train and run everything and do this and that. And it's like very frustrating when they ask you questions. So it sounds like you just got to get that project manager rolling and all that. But to have one project manager do all the sales and you're on track to do 2 or 3 million, that's freaking awesome. So you're doing a ton. You're doing way too much.
Yeah, I am wearing too many hats, and it was fine before, but it's not so much, not so much anymore because, man, I'm definitely running into the bottlenecks, and I'm starting to see it. So
Yeah, that's where I got to, and I was there for years. And once you get that good project manager going, and my project manager, he was with me for a long time. He already knows he knew everything about me and how I run things, and he was already helping me before I even moved him up. So
oh
he
yeah,
he just he just ran into that so smooth. I mean, he took over 10 crews right away.
nice.
And that's what I really liked about hiring within. And then the same with when you said you were going to hire door to door guys, I would just hire a door to door guy and then move him up. Tell him there's potential that if he does a great job and he's getting 5 leads a day, at least 20 a week, A leads, that he moves up to a manager, or he can go to sales like you were planning on doing. He could do a that's what my sales guy does. He manages all the door to door guys and make sure they're sending him qualified leads because he's going to make money off of those.
Yep. Yeah, that's the idea too. was to build an estimator. So like Justin, our coach, he doesn't like hiring a salesman that none of his salesmen in his company are trained salespeople. And there's a lot of back and forth with people that have different mindsets on that. But I could see the way that it's kind of like painters. Can't teach an old dog new tricks with painters. Sometimes a 20-year vet might be a worse addition to the painting production team than a brand new guy
Yeah.
because they come with all this baggage and all these bad habits. So it's always a back and forth thing, and that's kind of what I'm. It's a longer term strategy, and that's where like the ADHD side of me is like, no, I need to get a trained salesperson, so it's an easier onboarding. I can pass off all the sales to them, but then the realistic side of things is like, let's start the door to door, start them off of canvassing, slowly build them into an estimator. That's probably the more sustainable way, but it's just a lot larger or longer of a cycle, you know.
Yeah. I think what I did was I hired a sales guy. He had previous experience. He worked at a restaurant, he worked at a car dealership. Um, I just had him ride around with me for about a month. He just sat there and did the estimates with me, and then he started doing them, and I just watch him, and we go back to the van and we talk about what we can improve on, and we just kept doing that, and um, then he would go on his own, and I would just be like, hey, any question you have, just call me or send me pictures, like whatever questions you got. And I just kept working with him. And after about 6 months, now he's out there getting everything's. I just look at I could open my AOL, my email right now, my AOL. I could open my
Oh
email right now and
man, the
I
only
can
foreign
open my
so they're
I
running
can open my
AOL.
dial up and I got the AOL account. Let me pull that up real quick. Let
Oh
me dial
man,
it in. But yeah, it says got signed up, 2 or 3 people every day, and I'm like sitting here like, man, I'm so glad he's freeing me up so I can, meet with you and grow our company because like we've made like 3 changes to our company just this morning alone. Like we implemented new systems, we fixed a couple things here, we made new rules on this job, on these type of jobs. Like so I'm able to just like tweak things and fill little holes. And that's something Eric also was like, hey man, like I know you can grow your company and double it this year. He's like, but maybe you should just slow down. And I'm like, no, I'm not slowing down. And then I was like, okay, fine. Like I'll try it. And like now my guys are like trying to ramp through too. And I'm like, no, like you guys are doing great. You're hitting the numbers. And that's another thing about Eric's program is like I'm sitting here following the numbers that I have, and he went through them, and he went through it with our guys this week, and he's like, hey man, like you guys are on track. You guys are killing it. He's like, you don't need to keep going. Like just stay right where you at. Get more organized. Do a lot. Just kind of get more
time to
organized. And I agree. I think just doing 1 or 2 tweaks, just like you, I think if you just did that one thing, hired the sales guy right now and just
yeah,
train him, that would free up all your day and you would be able to get him better at sales, get him on those calls with Justin, and then get your manager on the calls with your coach, and then just get them really, really good. No matter what, you'll double your numbers just doing those 2 little things. It's
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, man, my days have been crazy, and this is definitely a limiting belief. But like ever since I came back from Expo, that's when forward media marketing, Lucas's stuff has been blowing up. Micah McLean's running our Google, and Google's been killing it. So we're running so many estimates, and then by the time you're back, it's way too late to call applicants on Indeed and try to set up interviews and stuff. So that was the problem I was running into for a little while, but things have been stabilizing a little bit more now. I've been purposely blocking off full days off my calendar and stuff. So been doing some interviews, and I got a few guys that we're probably gonna take to final interviews for sales, and we're right there, right on the cuff, where we're about to uh, hand that off, and that once we hand off sales, it's gonna be a lot easier to build into other things because um, I know we were talking about expanding into commercial and other trades.
Yeah.
We started the flooring division too, and flooring has been crushing it for us already. We already have what is it, like 17 jobs on the schedule. Some of them are a couple months out, but we already have 17 jobs sold for flooring,
Oh my
and
gosh.
and yeah, they're profitable. We have good crews for them and everything, but that's just more room for sales guys to sell more and make more commission. Which of course you want your sales guys making as much money as possible and just keeping busy. So
Yeah, I tell my sales guy, I'm like, if you get a roof, let me know. If you get a gutter, let me know. I'm like, whatever
yeah,
you get, I know people. We can get them over there, and I mean, they're willing to pay my estimator to do the bid for him and pay him for it. Like you might as well make some extra money, and then also, like you said, like I was going to ask you about your flooring company because I know, like I was watching a podcast that you were on in January, and you're talking about flooring, and then now you said you already sold 17 jobs, so you were already going for that in January, and now you're selling a ton of jobs already, so that's awesome. So you're gonna have to like change your name to Peach Painting Construction, or what?
no, so Peach Construction is going to be the holdings company, and then
Mm,
we'll have two different DBAs, basically one Peach Painting, one Peach Flooring. So we already have all that set up
mm,
with the state and everything. So and the reason we did Peach Construction, we needed two EINs. My insurance is killer, but so Peach Flooring's already there. We already have the new branding, so the badge is going to be the same. Instead of painting right here, it says flooring. We're just waiting on this big logo guy right here uh,
mm.
that will have like a piece of hardwood flooring and a hammer or something. Shout out to Prolific Branding. They're helping me out with that, the new mascot on that too. So I'm just waiting on that to come in. And we're gonna hit that full force as well. But yeah, we sold these jobs. No website, no Facebook page. All we have is the Peach Flooring logo, the badge that we show people. Like, hey, look, we actually are legitimate. Look, we have the branding right here. That's all we show. Nothing else to solidify it there. But that's what happens when you build such a good brand and such a good name with the painting side, with the Peach Painting side. They trust you for everything else.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. I was thinking I would probably do like integrity painting on top because I'm such a well-known name and I've been around for 12 years in this valley, and like everyone trusts integrity painting. Like they know if we're on the job, it's getting done on time and it's getting done perfectly. Like
Yeah,
they know, like, so if someone says, yeah, I work with integrity painting, they're like hired instantly. So
nice.
I'll probably put my company on top, and then we were looking into like a media company, podcast under that, and like also do like some construction stuff. We're doing some windows right now. Uh, I got some friends that do roofs, some gutters, so I've been trying to sell some of that for them. But I just like to keep my friends, like the roofing guy, the gutter guy, like they're all my friends. They do really good work. Every time I send them to a job, I get like people call me like, "Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to work with your guys." And so I just feel like just adding to my logo because people don't know that I know all these carpenters and roofers and gutter guys and siding guys. Like they don't know, they just see integrity painting and they're like, oh, he must do painting. Sometimes it's crazy, they ask me if I do interior painting. I'm like, yeah. We do everything. Like, you thought I just painted exteriors? Or yesterday somebody was like, I didn't know you do residential. I thought you only did new construction. I was like, I haven't done new construction all year. I don't even think it's like a thing anymore. Like, with the interest rate so high, no one's building any houses right now. I was like, I don't think even new
Down here,
construction's a thing.
down here it is.
Is it?
Oh yeah, man, it's booming down here. It's a huge market still down here.
Me and my wife she keeps sending me she's watching right now, but she keeps sending me houses down in Davenport and Fort Myers, and
Nice,
they're way cheaper than our houses over here, and they're 10 times cooler, right on the
nice.
beach. And I'm like, it's a hard it's a
Tampa's a
hard
nice
thing.
place to do, my man. Just saying.
I
But
know
yeah,
I'd love to live there.
the other trades, why I got into the other trades, and I mean, we're already project managing the job, so a lot of them, like, it's tough. Very rare we're doing only a flooring job. I'm sure that'll start coming. But if we're already going to be at a house painting the house, a project manager already knows, likes, and trusts the client, vice versa. They know, like, and trust us. It's going to be so much easier to project manage our flooring crew with the same clients that we just managed a painting crew for.
Hmm.
So if we're just doing a flooring job, yeah, it's going to throw a hiccup in it a little bit. But that'll be as we scale a little bit more. We'll probably separate different project managers for just flooring and such. That'll be different. But as of right now, I wanted to jump into it and project manage the same thing, barely increase our costs, using the same appointment setters, same sales guys, same project managers. So the overhead on the flooring side is just barely anything.
Yeah, we do that where in the wintertime we do residential, and we'll do all the drywall. We'll remove popcorn. We'll do everything. We'll put up baseboard, trim, everything, do doors, like anything that we do, we always throw it in because we want to get the job and we want everything to be installed perfectly. Because I notice a lot of times when they hire another contractor, I show up and they're like, "Hey, can you caulk this in?" I'm like, "Well, your door's crooked. Like, I can't fix your door being sideways." I'm like, like, do you want me to have my guys come do it? So I have to fix it all anyway. So the homeowners are just kind of like, or the trims put in all crazy and like that it looks horrible. So I'm like, I always end up having to fix everything, or like a drywaller would do a patch and you can still see it, which is like, they're like, "Oh, it's just a patch." I'm like, "No, like it's supposed to blend out. You're not supposed to see it. Like it's
Yep.
not just a patch. Like it's supposed to not be noticeable." And so like, it's nice when we can just do the whole package ourselves, make everything perfect, and
Yeah. The
it's nice.
downside of adding the other trades though is if you put all your eggs in one basket. So like we had one crew doing a big job, and didn't end like it should have ended, and took us a little bit to get another crew out there to go fix it because we only had like that one crew for that one specialty item. So then but now, for example, we have like 6 flooring crews that we can reach out to. So the problem is if you trust a sub, they sell you a good talk, and now you put your company name on it. They're 3/4 of the way done with the job, and then things are starting to go south. You can't really fire them and send somebody else on it if you don't have another set of hands that you can leverage. So I think the key is just finding the good quality, trustworthy subs that can do the work. Secondary is having the backup people as well in case something goes south with them. You can put somebody else on, and then your face is still good with the client. That's what the key is. Because yeah, definitely learned that.
Yeah, and also like finding the right subs first. Like I'm not going to offer a roof unless I actually know like my buddy does roofing and he's a good sub and he does great roofing. Like I'm
For
not going
sure.
to offer it. Like I'm not even going to ask them if they need the roof done. Like I don't know anyone call like maybe get some references or call some builders that I know that have roofers. Like I have no idea, or I could look into it for you. But like just making sure that you have a really really good sub that does good quality. But like you said, I had that issue too where um, I had like one of my subs was way too busy. They promised us they would get the job done. I had to wait. I waited so long that the client got mad and canceled. And I was like, "What? I thought it was already done. I didn't even know." And the sub kept telling me he was going to get over there every week. He kept saying, "I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done." And I was running tons of stuff it was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I get a call and he's like, "Hey, I'm going with somebody else." He's like, "I'm just sick of waiting." I was like, "Whoa." I was like, "I thought we were already done." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, you, and I even met the dude out there, walked the project with him. He was even starting it. And I thought, and this dude, I trusted him for years. Like he doesn't work for me anymore because of that one job.
Yep.
And I ended up losing a $30,000 job because of him.
Sure.
And I don't use him for my gutters or my stucco anymore. Like he burned that one job and that client and that opportunity that we both had, and I just don't use him anymore. And
Yep.
he
Yeah.
was a great sub for years, but I got two new subs that show up and do their job and do a great job, and I don't have to call them anymore. So
So this leads into the other topic that you wanted to talk about was the social media presence and importance of joining clubs. Within all of this, subs and making the right connections. For example, we're talking about PCA Expo. We're talking about gathering groups in our
mm,
states and everything. We have a gathering group going on here in a few weeks down here in Florida, and within all that, you're just connecting with people, networking, and those people sooner or later they might just give up, and like, or not really give up, they give up the sales and marketing side of things. Hey, I don't want to deal with that side of that. I don't want to deal with this side of things anymore. You guys take care of that. I'll just do what I'm great at, is painting. But so through PCA, you might get some subs through gathering groups, through just being active on Facebook. Painting contractors group is a huge one. You're super active there. Your name is starting to be more and more known in the presence. Then when people need work and they know you're in the area, you're going to be the go-to person to hit up. So that's where social media presence is a huge thing that you can leverage as well. Of course, first thing reason why I do it, I just love helping people. If anybody needs anything, if I can add any value, if I've been through those struggles, then I can give some insight. That's mainly what I do it for. But then
Hmm.
also there's some benefits that come along with it too, long-term plays like that, where um, start seeing your name everywhere. They know you. Hey, need work, I'm gonna hit up Peach Painting now.
Yeah, I got people in Denver. They're reaching out to me like, "Hey, do you guys need subs?" Like, they're like, "We'll move over." I had a guy moving here from a different state to come. He's like, "Hey, can I move there and come work for you?" And it's because like you're watching my podcast. You see that I'm an honest person. I have a great crew. They all love me. Customers love me. I'm a good business person. Like, they probably are working for some guy that has no work, that
Sure.
doesn't pay him well, probably yells at him, probably doesn't give him bonuses, probably doesn't have, a good structure set up, probably doesn't even pay for their gas, like all
Pays
these little things.
always running late with pay.
Yeah, or he's I'm not gonna say it, but like other people, I'm not gonna talk bad about my old bosses, but yeah, there's a lot of bad bosses out there that, if I would have got paid and compensated and treated right, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd still be growing my old boss's business. I offered to do sales for him. I offered to do project manager for him. I just wanted a couple dollar raise, and there was no opportunity there, and he's still at one guy. So
It's a
and now I'm
blessing
at
in disguise right there.
60 guys,
Look at that. That's
and
a blessing in disguise right there.
it's crazy. Yeah, and then like you said, like the social media thing, like also the groups, like if I like, let's say it protects us and the sub, like let's say we got your sub, he's in a social media group, and he goes and reaches out and goes, "Hey, I messed up this job. What do you guys think I should do?" They're all like, "Hey man, you messed up that job, you need to go fix it." And that just like backs me up and keeps him, because I'm going to keep giving him work for fixing what he messed up, but maybe in his mind he didn't think he did anything wrong. But then when he goes and talks to other friends and other painters, he can find out, "Hey, I forgot to prime, or I forgot to do this." And then he's held accountable by a group, or other people, and I've been held accountable by our group, and by my coaches, and I'm able to go to them and be like, "Hey, we're having problems in this situation." And it's like, "Oh, you're doing this one little thing wrong. Try not doing that on the next couple of jobs and see how it goes for you." And it's like, "Oh, okay, we'll try it." And then we do it, and it goes, "Oh, that was way easier." Like, it's
Yeah.
nice having those connections, and I would have never got those connections if I didn't have a good social media presence, and friends, and
Yeah, with
and
that, I'm in so many group chats too. So like just leveraging group chats with coaching platforms. I'm in a few coaching like group chats, Forward Media Marketing, Lucas's group, um, other like just groups of structured clubs that we're not in. Um, all that. So whenever you're running into issues, though, with talking to people and just leveraging your network around you, anytime you have a problem, yeah, you just run it by them and just get all these different insights. Back
yeah,
to
like,
the PCA where everybody just wants to give the shirt off their back because they just want to help you out.
and
That's
they've
that.
been there.
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
struggled, and they know your pain, and they can see it on your face, and they can see how sad and depressed you are because you're doing too much that you shouldn't be doing, and you're trying to ramp up your numbers when you don't even have anything set up right. And they're like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're crazy." They just laugh at you like, "Just call me, I'll help you out." And then same thing with the groups. Like, we have Colorado Painter Group. We're going to be painters in Colorado. We're going to be meeting up in Denver here in a couple months, and there's like hundreds of painters in there. And I even got people here from Grand Junction joining the group, and I think we're going
Nice.
to go up and do something fun up there and meet up in sometime in June, hopefully. So But then once you meet a couple more painters at this group and that group and that group, you always got someone that's either looking for help or looking to help you. And it's like always a win-win for everybody. It's pretty awesome. I love going to different events, and I'm always trying to find the next event, but they're not really posted very well. I think we need to make like an event page. And
Yeah,
like, how do you find out about them all?
just through networking, through people that that post and stuff, that So that's like the one we're doing one next month in Orlando, Top Golf again. We'll have Nick Slavic out. Austin Hauser is going to be chatting there. I'll be on the panel with a few other Valentino, Lawrence. I think Brandon Pierpont's going to be on the panel too. So we're just going to be, of course, it's going to be a ton of value. But first thing I did is I hit up like 7 Tampa painters that I know in my market, that people would consider competition. It's not competition, People at the top are collaborating. The lower guys, they're all competing with each other. It's not competition. So I invited all those Tampa guys that I know, and I'm sure a lot of them are going too, and it just help elevate the trade and build your network, build the long term relationships with them. So, but that's gonna be a solid event. Is Sherwin Williams paying for your guys' event?
Someone's paying for it. I know that Benjamin Moore offered to pay for it, but I'm sure now Sherwin's going to be hitting me up wondering how much they could pay for it now.
Yeah, Sherwin gotta pay for Colorado.
Man, Sherwin's killer, bro. They pay for everything. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, I love Sherwin. My local rep, man, he's amazing. I've had the same rep for 9 years since I started the business. This will be our 9th year in business. Same rep. Yeah, they've looked out tremendously, way more than I would have ever expected a vendor to look out for us. So great partnerships to have with your suppliers as well. Of course, you have to leverage numbers and everything, but there's other things that you can leverage, like marketing materials and stuff, and they're happy to do that because they like helping the professional businesses grow and run. And I didn't even know that they did all that for a while as well, but I'm glad I do. They helped me out tremendously. I'm super thankful for Sherwin.
And they should. I mean, think about what they did for me. They do this for all the painting companies. And I think like if they see potential in you and you got a good relationship with their sales rep, they can push for so much for you. Like when I first started out, I was like, "Hey, could you guys help me out with some credit?" And they bumped my credit up. They floated me like 40 grand or something, and like it was floating like 5 or 6 jobs so that I didn't have to like wait for check to check. Like I could
Yep.
use that money and float. And then they're like, "Hey, how else can we help you? We'll make you flyers. We'll make you door to door hangers. What do you need? We just want your business. We'll do whatever it takes." And then what they do is like over the years they keep helping you grow and grow and grow. 2 years ago they're like, "Hey man, you're doing really great. You're hitting these numbers. What's your goals?" I'm like, "Well, I want to grow." They're like, "We're going to send you to the PCA." So they like flew me out there, gave me tickets, bought my hotel. And it's not
Yeah.
because they it's not because of any, they just want me to do good so that I can make them more money.
Yep.
From a business standpoint, if like they're not doing it because they like me.
Sure.
I'm sure they like me and I like them, but like that, like I'm saying to the other painters out there, like if you need help, go to your Sherwin Williams rep. They'll help you so much, because the more money you make, the better for them. Like that's their job, is to make you make more money so that they can sell you more paint.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're free sales reps for them,
Yeah.
and commercial contractors like or the any contractor sells the most than the store managers selling to the regular DIYers that are going into the stores. So we're free sales reps for them. Basically, if you look at it at that point, makes sense for them to do everything. But of course, if you're actually running a professional business and you explain to them how you're building things up and why you're building things up and where your vision is going to be at, and hey, in 5 years we're going to be running a $7 million operation, and this is how we're going to get to it. They're going to help you a lot. Like last year, took a huge hit on an HOA project and had to lean the property and everything. And cash flow was tight, man. Running commercial jobs. 9 years now, I'm used to just running my accounts receivable for months. So like on an average day, I always have 6 figures out on accounts receivable of completed projects that we paid our crews for. But the vendors, they pay 30, 60, 90 days out or whenever they want to pay, basically. So I'm dealing with that big hit that I took, lien on the property. Then I have 6 figures out on accounts receivables that I'm just waiting on payment for. Like the money's there, but it's just, the cash flow, you still got to pay all your guys and everything. So things were just running tight. Told them that, and they're like, "Okay, what we'll do, we'll double your credit limit. We'll give you a net 60 payment." So I had to pay my Sherwin bill in 60 days instead of 30 days. Bro, that helped tremendously right there. That just helps the cash flow a lot. So definitely, as long as you're transparent with them, they're definitely there to help you out. As long as you do them good, of course, they'll do you great as well.
Yeah, and I also have a good track record with my Sherwin Williams of making them good money over the years, and they always take care of me. So there's a lot of sales reps out there that I'm friends with that hook me up, and we hook them up back. Like it's a give and take. If you take and you don't give back, they're not going to hook you up next time. So when they send you on a trip, or they help you with some projects, or they give you a little bit, then that's when like me, I call my guys. I go, hey, let's ramp up our numbers over at this place. Let's get this. Let's take care of these guys. Like they sent us to Avalanche game. Let's buy, $20,000-$30,000 worth of paint from them. Like
Yeah,
$1,000 tickets, that goes a long way, man. I mean, they probably made 6-7 grand off of that.
yeah, 100%.
You know, send
Yeah,
me send me on a trip. I'll make you 6 grand.
Yeah, and then like this guy Ethan just commented on our Facebook post. He said, since he heard about the rap, he's been pushing his rep. Since then, he's got T-shirts, door-to-door hangers, and tickets to baseball games and hockey games because he's been asking his rep. So that goes to show that's a case study right there. That if you just ask and you tell them that what you're doing, that they're definitely there to help you out. Sherwin-Williams, they're the largest in the nation, maybe the world. I don't know about the world, but definitely in the nation. So they got the spend. They'll partner up with you good. So as long as you're running a good business, though, which if you're listening to this podcast, if you're doing a lot of the stuff that we are doing, like PCA, the Expo, and networking groups, painting contractors, I'm sure you're on that trajectory to be running the professional business that you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just checked out your messages on your Facebook page, and then we got Nick Joe over here from Elite. He wants Kelvin to make him a background for the next one. I need to get
Yeah,
him on here too.
my man Kelvin, he's
Go
killing.
go over sales with Nick, huh? We should go. I need to go over sales with Nick. That guy kills sales, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Nick, Matt, Highfill. We'll get all the boys on for a sales mastermind. It seems like Matt's
We
Matt's
could
set, so we have to hold it off.
we could do like a 7-person podcast and just get everybody in here.
Yeah, not the group,
We could
not
do,
the club that we're not in though. Not that one.
we could do like one of our favorite groups. We could get them in here, and just like all of them, we could put them all in here.
Yeah,
Just like we'll have to decide which one we like the best first, and then we bring them in.
yeah. Who's the best culture fit over here?
But yeah, man. So that's awesome. So you're gonna be doing 2 or 3 million.
Yeah.
So
Well, this year we from last year at the end of last year we targeted 2 million and we made the plan to hit 2 million. We're 100% going to hit that. That's going to be easy now. We're actually bumped it up. We're going to try to hit 3 million now. Before with 2 million was just what we were doing last year, but this year we just brought on a commercial business development role. She was in apartment industry for 20 plus years. That's our big part of our commercial side is just apartment turns, interiors, exteriors, renovations. So she's going to help us get a lot more apartment communities and just larger commercial jobs as she gets more accustomed to the role. So that's going to generate a lot of revenue. Then we are hitting the door to door really heavy with the door to door sales manager. That's going to help us catapult our sales as well. So between both of those, that's why I'm thinking from that 2 million, add those two extra goals should be at minimum another million from that one from those two this year.
that's crazy. Yeah, my coach told me to slow down, and that we're projected to hit more than what we were planning on, and that it would be smarter to just tighten up our roles and tighten up
Yeah,
our processes and take. And I agree. I mean, I worked so hard last year trying to ramp up to numbers that I thought were important. And it was just hard on me, physically, mentally. It
yeah.
was very stressful. And so now I'm
That
just
makes,
like trying to do it slower. I'm trying to
yeah,
slow down. I have ADD, so it's freaking
yeah.
hard. But
I see both sides of it. So my mentality with that, because I hear that a lot. My mentality is at least to what I'm trying to do. I'm like kind of like in a middle stage. When you're at like that $1.5 million mark, it's kind of like a middle. You're not large, you're not small. So I'm trying to get larger, trying to build a better team. But like right now, I can only build so big of a team with doing $1 million, half $1.5 million in revenue. So I'm trying to just kind of explosively grow up to that $3 million, make sure that we're making the profits, we're getting that revenue in, then slowly tuning things back a little bit. Once we already have the teams and the systems in play, then tune things back a little bit and tighten up all of our systems at that point. We might drop down to a 7% net, even 5% net this year. I'll be fine with that. Maybe obviously I'd like to keep a lot as much as I can. But if we aggressively scale and we keep find that proven system, then slowly tune things back a little bit, and then our net will start going up. That's kind of where my head is right now, so that's why we're trying to aggressively grow so fast right now.
hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think you need like. Do you guys have somebody that goes through your business plan and like goes through all your numbers and sees what you guys are doing and like gives you advice?
Yeah, so my bookkeeper that's been doing it she's been like a consultant basically for our company for a
Okay,
long time. She's seen us from, doing 400K a year all the way to what we're doing now. So she helps run some huge companies. So yeah, that, but not actually. I signed on board with Elite Business Advisors too, but I've been kind of slacking on my my program with them. But they're also going to be doing that with me as well. Chris,
nice.
Andrew Briggs. Andrew Briggs he's solid. He's man, a data geek, and that's what I really need is a data geek on our side because I've been running this thing without being a data geek. So I just need to actually, fully implement that with our
Yeah,
office staff.
nice. Yeah, I had we just had a meeting with Eric and our project managers and all that, and he just like went through our numbers and he's like, man, he told my project manager, he's like, you are just absolutely killing it. Like you're doing awesome. And
Nice.
he was like, maybe you guys need to like just stick to those numbers. You're going to blow past all your goals. He's like, you don't need to keep ramping up because, we just always want to ramp up. Like we want to keep doing more and more and more and more. Like what more? We can figure it out. We can figure it out. And what happens is we get so much work that we have to hire 10 guys and then only two work out. And then we got to go fix 8 jobs or get 8 more guys to go finish those 8 jobs. And it's like so hard. So now it's like, all right, we're going to slow down. We're just going to keep our teams that we got, maybe try to hire 1 or 2 guys, just to kind of put them on a crew and then we'll just coast through. But it's so hard because I think we started like 3 jobs yesterday, 3 jobs today, 3 jobs tomorrow. Like it's just constantly like start,
Sure.
start, start. So like it's kind of we're trying to keep it cool for the summer because in the summertime things ramp up and get busier. Does it get busier for your guys this summer even though you're in Florida?
Yeah, we do get a lot busier during summer because our main, well, for 8 years, it's not our main anymore. It's just like 20% of our business now is the apartment communities. So, but within that 20% of the business, that's our heaviest season is summer. Because if you think about apartments, when they do turns, people move in and out during summer most of the time because of kids. They don't want to move in the middle of the school year and stuff. So they have a lot more turns during the summer. So that's where we get a lot more busy. But also the residential as well. Yeah, we do get busier on that. But we can paint exteriors year round out here. So it's not like a up north thing where you only have 6 months to paint. So everybody's squeezing in exteriors. It's just a little bit different down here.
Nice. Well, hey everybody, we're gonna be getting off of here. So if you guys need anything or you guys have any questions or if you guys need any help with your business, just add us on Facebook. And then if you guys reach out to us, message us. Like, we're always willing to help you guys grow your companies and work with you guys. And if you're looking to subcontract, we're definitely interested in working with you. We can meet up and talk and just see if we're a good fit for each other. Um, and then we would just be interested in building more relationships. And I'm excited for you guys' Florida painting conference. I almost wanted to fly out there, but it
Yeah,
was during Mother. It's
you
like
should.
Mother's Day is like right after, so I wouldn't be able to go there and then make it back in time. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, we'll have to get together. I'll post all the we'll post all the links below of all the different companies that we mentioned that help us out and the marketing and the business coaching and the door to door stuff. We'll post all that below so you guys can see all that. If you guys are interested in getting connected with some good people, we know a lot of people. So if you're struggling in the area, hit us up. We're always willing to help and let us know. So
yeah. Just to
we,
reinforce that, man, I love the industry, love what we do, and love helping out wherever I can, whoever I can, wherever I can. I'm not a guru, don't know everything, but I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations, and of course, I'm happy to give any insight. At no cost, just a little bit of time. Of course, I'm
yeah.
happy to help anybody any way that we can. So, right there
And if
with
we
you.
don't know, we'll just send you to somebody we know because we have big dogs that, I mean, if you could believe there's painting companies doing $100 million a year,
Yep.
and that's insane to me. I didn't even think that was like a
Yeah.
real thing, but
Yeah, that's the powerful thing of relationships. Yeah, if we don't know, we know where to send you to. So
yeah, if we don't know, we know somebody that definitely knows.
for sure.
Well, cool, man. Good to see you.
Cool.
And we'll have to get together soon. I'll probably be calling you in the next couple days. I
Yeah,
know Kelvin's probably watching this too, so we always meet with Kelvin too.
my
He's
man.
our he makes all of our backgrounds and stuff. So if you guys sales packets, backgrounds, we're gonna post his link below too because he's always willing to help out. If you guys need sales packets or he's trying to make some money to do some things, so he's willing to help you guys out. So
Yeah, good chatting with you, my man.
cool. Later, man.